Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Betrayal at Krondor. Alright, I'm outside of Malek's Cross because we were going to look at these graves. I've already looked to see which one has anything with it, so let's just take a look now. Jealous Riggins. Mother, wife, lover. That one has nothing in it. Warren Gunther. Gratefully dead. That does not have anything in it. Two of these don't have any bodies, but that's it. Louis Champetier, loved her kings. Nope. J.R. Halbhuber, death by association. Nope. Ulandra Maggard, lost her mind before her life. Turning to James, Owen said, "Shall we dig up this grave?" Yes. Smoke seeped from the earth. Backing away from the defiled grave, Owen watched in horror as the smoke began to whirl into a sparking maelstrom. And I forgot to make some tweaks. Accuracy casting, defense. Get off of these. Alright, we are just going to do a basic flame cast. We want to get our accuracy up. Want to actually hit there, James? I'd appreciate it. Ow. Well, that is just rude. Was not expecting that attack there. Let's keep going. There we go. Got a hit in. I mean, I could lightning bolt it. I did see, I just auto-battled to get through it before, and it did work. What are you at? Yeah, you haven't gone down yet, so you haven't gone into your health yet, so that's okay. I mean, I'm getting a lot of hits in, so... Okay, that's probably going to injure him. Yep. Way to go, Owen. Okay, I really do not like you constantly doing that to James there. Get dead, please. James blinked. Despite the fact the creature had disappeared, he was wary to drop his guard, but a quick survey of the area revealed that it was nowhere in sight. "I think it's gone," he said. "Let's get moving again." Owen's casting accuracy has increased. I was hoping for melee accuracy, but so you can see, I mean, your stats just plummet when you're injured. Your casting accuracy is up to 94, though, so that's good. Back to scouting and stealth. Your defense and melee, it could really use some more. Alright. Let's see, I got a lot of these, so... Go ahead and use that. Also, I should probably swap these crossbows. So one of the things that we ended up picking up, I think from the Lost and Found, was Psalms of Dala. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to hold off on using that just because I had used this dragon stone on the armor, although not your armor. Your armor has it. I did use it on your armor. Whatever. Just do that. And we picked up a weapon, a goblin sticker. More than just a peasant's weapon, the goblin sticker was made to be wielded by hardy men accustomed to heavier blades. Numerous hammer marks were visible in the iron grade, evidence the weapon had likely been forged with only a few hours' notice before a goblin raid over kingdom borders. And yet it's an elf weapon. 15, 29, and 10 and 0 versus 3 and 15... 5 and -5. It does have a plus 10, bless mod number 2, though. However, let's go ahead and use that. Swap that over to you. Get you onto weapon craft. Fix that up a little bit. I'm going to want to rest soonish. Yeah, so we got assessment. I went ahead and marked those before doing that. So we got more skill bonuses out of that. I don't really feel like using any of those. Alright, so I do have a few things to sell. Let's go ahead and head into town. If I can remember which way that is. That is not that way. That is that way. And there's a conversation that I need to get as well. A new conversation. Okay. I'm not gonna try and do any haggling here. I'm just gonna sell. 33 sovereigns for that one. 20 sovereigns for that. And 3 sovereigns, 1 royal for that. I think that's it. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Back at the inn, I've installed... There was, so a new conversation opened up. I accidentally clicked on it, but it's still here, so... let's go ahead and go through that again. Do I look familiar to you? Can't say you do. Should I know you? Not me, my face. I want you to take a close look at me. Are you sure you don't know of anyone with a face like mine? I didn't say I've never seen anyone with a face like yours. I just said I've never seen you before. The man you're after is named Liesel Rigger. Is he related to you? Not sure. I don't know anything about my father, and my mother died when I was young. It's possible either of them could have had another child. All I wish to do is talk to him, find out if we have any common history. Good enough. He's been running some sort of errand, though he hasn't told me what it was about or who hired him. He said if he should drop out of sight for any length of time, he would be hiding in Darkmoor, probably in the common storage bins there. If you get near there, call out that Ivan has sent you. He'll make an appearance. I'll warn you, though, trouble often follows after him. I'd be prepared for a rumble. Sounds familiar. If he's no brother of mine, he's at least a close cousin. Alright. And the food that you get, I don't know if you can still go back into that, but it does tend to be the cheapest that you're going to get, I think. So let's head back to Darkmoor. Let's go ahead and camp, though. There we go. Free up a little bit of space. Okay, we want to go around the outside. That would be the building in question, it appears. Just in case I need to, there is a fight here. Let's go ahead and do that. The barn door was closed tight. "You in there," called James. "We wish to speak with you. Ivan Skald sent us." There were rumblings from inside the barn. After a few moments, the door began to swing slowly open. We could be... Do Twins, yes, so it seems. I don't know. Seeing you, a great number of things suddenly seem crystal clear to me. What is your association with the Mockers in Krondor? What do you mean, I don't... Stop the idiot act, Liesel. Lysel? Lyle? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I know you have something to do with the Mockers in Krondor. A few months ago, I was abducted by a band of cutthroats dressed as Nighthawks while I was investigating a rumor in the sewers. At the time, I thought they had abducted me because I was close to Arutha, but that wasn't the case at all, was it? That must mean things have gotten even worse than the Upright Man imagined. When he sent word for me in Kesh... Excuse me, did you say Kesh is in the Great Empire of? You of all people should know that the Upright Man has contacts everywhere, including under the Empress's nose. He couldn't very well operate the single most powerful guild in Midkemia without them. But as I was saying, he sent for me in Kesh and asked for me to take a boat into Silden and check on a group of thieves who operate there. Can't really say more, but I confirmed the Upright Man's suspicion. If you should get to Krondor before I do, tell one of the thieves, a boy named Lim, that I think the Upright Man's right, though I'm quite positive now that the crawler is not Jocko Radburn. He should give you a reward for the information. There's something in the offering that threatens the prince. Don't worry your head. The Nighthawks in Krondor were likely sent into Krondor to kill the Upright Man after I fumbled up matters investigating in Silden. Not go after Arutha. This crawler fellow that's running the new Thieves Guild is determined to expand his empire, but he's been busy infiltrating other guilds. He's a shadow prince behind a half a dozen, most notably the new Guild of Romney. Of the Romney? He's also training his men in magic. A whole band of thieves trained as magicians? I don't like the sound of that at all. Neither do I, though for much different reasons. I'm still working on finding out who's training them. Last trail I followed, I heard word that someone in Lytton wished to buy glory hands, magic artifacts that I'd heard something about. I found the skeletal hand near Sethanon, and I sold it to a fellow in Lytton named Glover. I figured if they were magicians, they'd spot the substitution, and perhaps I would have a lead. But they bought it from you and killed your lead. How did you find the skeletal hand? You'll probably find this a bit distasteful, but I was going to dig up somebody from the Sethanon graveyard and just borrow a hand. Since that part of the world has been deserted for quite some time, I thought it would be my best bet to find what I needed without getting caught. Fortunately, some old ghoul saved me the trouble. I have no idea what this fellow was up to with the corpse, but he was dragging it through this field like he was headed to the graveyard. At one point, he apparently got tired or thirsty and left the body for a bit, and I went over to liberate this dead man of his hand. But before I could finish, the old man came back. Since I nearly had the hand off, I came back the next day to see if it had wiggled loose in the transport. And so you found it and sold it to Glover in Lytton. Just so, but my troubles didn't end there. There were a few men in Lytton who recognized me, apparently men working for the crawler. Seems that he's issued a death token on my head after I was spotted in Silden. So, since then, I've been laying low. Understandable. Someday, if we should meet again, I'd like to talk to you some more. Find out about where you come from. You mean find out if we're brothers? It's not likely. I was born in Tulin and only came to Krondor about 3 years ago when the Upright Man sent for me. I was never sure why he sent for me, but apparently he had heard of me. But he is odd that way. I doubt I'll ever understand the way his mind works. That makes two of us. Thank you for this talk at least, Lyle. Liesel? It's throwing me. Like, I want it to be Lyle, but there's an S in there. You've been quite a help to us, and it's been interesting seeing how others see me. I hope we can meet again. Okay, so hands cut off. Totally gonna be distasteful, with the whole, digging up graves and everything that I have a little bit of a hobby on. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's get back to the road. As it gets to be nighttime, we'll go ahead and camp here. There we go. Alright, am I all on the right things? I am. Good. Alrighty. Believe that there is something up in that corner. So we should probably take a look. There we go. So we got a body here. Gorth frowned. It's a body. Might want to look it over. 3 rations. And a 46 value shell. I will take that. And a Mordell wordlock chest. Sasu. Magic, death, temple, bless, rest. At last you may solve this. Sleep is what I'm thinking. But, doesn't look like we can do that. Alright. Well, it's not these. These are all in caps, which makes me think that there is something... C-H-E-S-T, chest. There we go. I was thinking that the fact that they were all in caps meant something. Take the lockpicks. 74 silver coins. More flame root oil, which I believe you have some of, and that does stack. Good. Some more torches, and another shovel that I will eventually sell. Although, how are our shovels currently stacking up? 12 and 25. Yep. Alright. Okay. Let's get back to the road. Not a whole lot around this part here. I don't really see anything off of the side road of particular note, but let's go down it anyway, because there are some buildings, and is it a graveyard? Yeah, graveyard behind it. Alright. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Private residence. There was a black ribbon hanging on the door. James took a step back and scowled, staring at the ribbon as though he was trying to decide on the proper course of action. Why do you look at the house that way? What does the black ribbon mean? The ribbon is a sign of the sickness. It's essentially a warning signal to others to keep away, and yet it seems someone has recently gone through this house, looking for something, perhaps. Should we go in and have a look around? Not yet. No, it's too dangerous. Besides, we have more important things to do. Like... quick save! Yes. There was a smell of death in the air. Entering the house, it became obvious that someone had indeed conducted a fairly thorough search. Seeing nothing of interest, James turned to leave. Come on, let's get out of here. It may be too late. He stopped in mid-sentence as his eyes fell on a discolored floorboard in the center of the room. On the corner of the room. Crossing the small house in 3 giant strides, he carefully used the tip of his sword to pry the board up. Then he slipped his fingers under and gave it several hard tugs. The board came free with a splintering crack. James slowly reached down into the dark rectangular hole and excitedly pulled out a small bag. Spilling the shiny contents of the bag on the floor, he began to count. 34 gold sovereigns, he said. Probably the life savings of the unfortunate family that lived here. We will have need of this money, but I'll be sure to give a charitable donation of equal size to Father Tully should we ever see Krondor again. Now, let's get out of here. We may be paying for this small windfall with our lives. No one wished to speak about it. Seeing the glazed looks in each other's eyes and sickly pallor each had begun to exhibit, it was more than obvious they had fallen prey to a virulent plague. Silently, James hoped they would reach a temple soon before they all died of it. Okay. Well, I don't know that the gold is worth it. That said, there might actually be a temple up this way. Yeah, there is. That's kind of convenient. Temple of Limbs, Kragma. Alright, so how much to cure us? 78 sovereigns. Alright, so yeah, it's not worth it. Go ahead and restore the game. If there was anything that protected against that, then we could always come back, but... The barn was musty and dark. Searching with straining eyes and groping hands, Owen suddenly called out, "Over here, I think I found something!" Halfway up one wall of the structure, a small X had been scratched into the wood, and just below the spot there was a raised area of dirt. Together they began to dig, and several feet below the surface uncovered a rotting wooden box. Inside were 12 silver royals in a small leather pouch. Okay. 12 silver. I mean, that's not bad. Alright, let's go ahead and bookmark again. Mason Moorcamp. Had a nasty ailment. Let's dig. Just a body. Randall Day. His death has enriched our lives. Hey, 5 gold. Alright, so that's Randall. Wayland M. Wasserman. Hated everything. Actually, I think that's a different one. Keisha, the traveler's friend. Daniel Valcamp. Poor, poor Danny. Had a bad spell. Well, that is a lot of rope. That appears to be all of them, so let's go back. No one dead. Usually we get one of these that has undead in it. Alright, so that was Keisha. No. No. Let's get all of the rope. Sell that for a few coins. Definitely worth defiling a grave. And 5 gold. Definitely worth defiling a grave. Alright, temple. There is some pretty dense... I mean, I guess it is the Heartland, so I suppose it makes sense that there'd be kind of a dense... dense amount of temples. Otherwise, we got this. We do not... There actually is not one in Sarth, which is kind of weird. Maybe it'll show up later. But, yeah, I mean, like, it's super easy to get to any of these, It's definitely is based strictly on distance. Let's go ahead and talk. There were no walls in the High Priestess's chamber. James struggled to imagine how any such room could fit within the confines of the temple, seeming as vast as any river valley through which he had ever passed. Even more startling had been the winding maze-like corridors the Death Acolyte had led them through to reach the room. If you rush to speak to Our Lady, I am curious to know why you wish to converse with us, the High Priestess said softly. A gauzy black pavilion draped her throne, obscuring from view all but her lithe form limned in witchlight, and a single pale foot which she rested upon a skull carved of onyx. Why do you call on the drawer of nets? Seeing no point in lying to her, James shrugged. Curiosity as much as anything, High Priestess. I wish to learn a little more about what awaits me when I am no longer living, and you, short of the Mother Matriarch and Rillanon, are probably the one with the best answers. I do not like surprises. Unless you are prepared to devote your life to her services, I cannot help you. It is not something I may merely unfold for you in an hour or an afternoon, she said. I will say this, there is no joy or love in her realm, but neither is there sorrow or pain. You have nothing to fear of her unless you swear the oaths of a Nighthawk. Why? What would that mean? Pain everlasting, the High Priestess replied. Those who are Nighthawks have sworn a dark oath, and those of them that are known as the Black Slayers swear the darkest oaths of all, allying themselves to other gods or goddesses who would hold them free of the portal of death at the price of their souls. Once a man becomes a Black Slayer, he may only be called to her halls by an invocation of Limskragma herself, the prayer of final rest. Well, we already have that spell, so there is that. Now, I'm not sure what happens when you use that, and like it seems like it's not an issue ending the fight, because those 5 guys did not rise as undead afterwards. Oh, hello. So, I do not know. Hey, another wordlock chest. Clickbaiter! Oh, this one's clickbait! It asks no questions, but demands many answers. Don't knock it until you are ready to see what awaits on the other side. I would go for death if it, if that were a thing. Knocker? Yep. I like how you can just, like, these are really bad, really unsecure chests. I mean, yeah, I suppose if you can't read Moradel, then there's something there, but, ooh. A Gildus Thorn. I will take that. We'll take some of the healing stuffs. Take the armor and more torches. I think you have... Yeah, you have the spare ones. Alright. Well, let's take a look at the map, and I think that... What time is it in the game? Yeah, it's about time to camp anyway. I think that I will use the book that I picked up. Let's see. So it's gonna increase some fighting skills. Which ones? That is going to be defense. Alright, so that's really good. We'll definitely want to use that on all 3 of our people. But I will do that off screen when we come back next time, or maybe I'll do it on screen in the next episode. It'll be pretty quick. Anyway, I will see you guys next time.